Okay, so let's take a look at this week's task. So as always, you go to content. And so we have moved into Unit 3, okay? We finished Unit 2 last week, okay? But we didn't take the Unit 2 exam because I had the business plan part 2 due on Sunday, and I didn't want the exam due at the same weekend. So you can start on Unit 2, the Unit 2 exam. You don't need to wait till it's the due date. I have it open for a whole week, and I don't accept it late. I recommend you get it done at the beginning of the week because this week is really for Unit 3. But if you can see the due dates, we have the Chapter 8 terms assignment due on Saturday. The Unit 2 exam covering Chapters 5, 6, and 7 will be due on Sunday. So it's covering those 3 chapters. You know you need to have read those chapters in order to be able to answer these questions. If you have not read the chapters and you're sitting down and just reading them for the first time during the exam, you will probably run out of time. Okay, so it's the same format. It's going to be questions that, make you, have to think about things from the chapter. I will not accept answers from another source. Okay. So, I recommend you get that done. And so then you can get into Chapter 8. So our unit is the people in the organization. Chapter 8 is the human relations chapter. And then next week's chapter, Chapter 10, is the human resources chapter. Okay. So when we're talking about Chapter 8, we're talking about motivating our employees. Right? Money is a big motivator, but it's not the only motivator. At a certain point, money's not worth it. So we need other things to motivate our employees. And so the chapter goes through various things such as the psychological contract between the employee and the organization, person-job fit, right? We need to have the right people in the right roles in the company. And then we look at different models for motivation and improving employees' motivation. Okay. And so that's our chapter for this week. We will have the business plan project part 3. And really only the first question in that applies to Chapter 8. And really it also applies to corporate culture. And that was a Chapter 5 topic. So in addition to doing the terms assignment, I suggest you answer the first question. There's 6 questions. The other ones are going to relate to the Chapter 10, which is our human resources chapter. So, write up this answer, do the Chapter 8 reading and terms assignment, and then also get the Unit 2 exam done. And then looking forward to next week, we will finish the unit. You will have to submit the business plan project part 3 on November 2nd. Chapter 10 is the chapter for next week. That's the human resources chapter. And you will also participate in another discussion next week. But I'll have another video next week. Okay. So get that Unit 2 exam done. And then you can focus on Chapter 8 and reach out to me with your questions.